Hey everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Well, it's been a while since we've done anything video related, and you're probably not going to be watching this till we're way past today's date. Having some issues with the internet and getting my computer here situated to do the editing. But anyway, I'm behind on filming as usual. My cousin's been here for I think 3 days already. Got a lot of work already accomplished, so we're gonna work today getting some poles up that he pulled out of the old fence line. We'll talk a little bit while we're doing that. And I've got to haul off some more brush that he took out over here on the areas we've talked about before, and I'll try to get a little bit of footage of doing a few things. He's done quite a bit of grading, still got some to do, and I went ahead and bit the bullet and put in a catch basin. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. So let's see what we can get into. It's been a while. Still making the farm look nice. And the wife moved in, settled. If you're not following us over on the Grange on Main channel, go check that out. We'll have an update video there soon, possibly live. So quit babbling and let's get the OF 600 running. Dirt for days. I think you can see right here's where that line of trees where I was talking about. There's my shop. We'll extend that pipe. There's the catch basin. I'll slope the ditch in all the way from out there where that other hole in the driveway was. I don't think you guys ever saw that. We had a pipe going under the driveway, capped it off. We got enough fall to get the water down here to this catch basin. So when it gets a little better lighting, the sun's not blaring, I'll try to get you a better idea. And then he's of course filling this in over here where the old house was, so I can go ahead and throw some seed and fertilize out, get some grass growing. So if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that this was one of the first brush piles we started when we started clearing the bottom land here. And it's been right at 4.5 years. So most of it is rotten. There's still some bigger stuff in there, but as soon as I get the track loader going, we're gonna push some new in there and let it rot down as well and just decompose back in. Some stuff growing in there, but we're running out of room because the track loader's down. But I think I got probably 5 or 6 more loads. I'm gonna pile them up over here, and then we'll round all that back up and run the loader up on top of it and break most of it up. I just backed over about 3 or 4 trees there that's already brittle and broke up, so not too bad. Good morning. It has been a minute for sure since we have gotten any content. I got you a couple clips, some work that my cousin was doing when I was hauling brush off and some dirt work, things like that. I'd planned to do a whole lot more filming that day and just didn't get to. Our schedules didn't line up. If you follow me on Facebook, and I put a community post here talking about the fact that I didn't get a whole lot of filming done. I hate it because he was here for about 9 days and did a substantial amount of work. So I'm gonna flip the camera around here, go over a few points of that, and then we'll talk about the fence situation. I'm gonna work on that this morning and then see what else we can get into. We'll talk about the fence a little bit. I might get you a clip or two, but this is probably gonna be a Nelson babbling video just to kind of catch up to speed on everything. But there where the U-Haul box was, he took that drain tile out. You probably just saw it in the last clip, and cut all that down and made a natural swell there for the water that comes around. I was telling you about, comes down to this ditch. So got grass planted there, and of course there's where the old house was. He cut some of that dirt down there and utilized it to fill in where the house was, and took all the trees out. So all that's planted in grass. You can see my sprinkler out there. Hopefully we get a decent stand of grass, and then I can keep all this mowed and maintained. Basically, in a nutshell, there back towards the back of the shop where I put the privacy fence up, there'll probably be more fence run on out to the wood edge, and then from there out will be what I consider my yard, and then everything farm related will stay behind that. So worked out good. I have a huge grassy area over here. Let's go out here and show you the most expensive part of the project, in my opinion. It was hard, nothing pennies on the dollar about it. All right, we got some matting out just for help with erosion control. We haven't had much rain. We're talking about getting some. I hope it doesn't wash away too much, but there's the catch basin. I did not want to put that in, mainly because I didn't want to spend the money, but he talked me into it, and I'm glad I did, because instead of having a big gaping, you know, pit hole, if you will, for the pipe, we've got steady slope there that I can maintain with the new to me zero turn. So that worked out great. It's kind of at an angle because the pipe runs under the driveway. He had replaced that about 5 or 6 years ago for my dad. It was in bad shape, and then of course we just took all the rock out of that one hole over there where the pipe was and made this a little bit bigger. I love it. That's actually got some of the rocks in it from the chimney of the old house. And then eventually this ditch line here will get filled in. Fingering the screen again, we're going to slope it from the driveway edge down to about where that telephone pole is, maybe a little further, get it where I can get on it with a mower and maintain that, because we filled in another pipe up here. I'll show you in a second. So there's no longer a need for that deep ditch. I've always had trouble maintaining this. Usually I just spray it, and because it's aggravating, it's a really steep hill to even weed eat on, but looks a lot different. Right in here is about where those cedar stumps were. They're gone. Dug all those out. Like I said, cut that knoll down there about where the hose is. It was 2 or 3 feet higher. We utilized that dirt everywhere. And this cedar stump here is gone as well. If you can see over there, I've got all my poles up. Just finished those up ironically last night, so all of them are in and concrete. Now we're going back with the electric fence wire. So I'm gonna start on today. So the whole purpose of this is just to kind of bring you guys up to speed on what's been going on. I hope to, I don't know that I'm gonna make fall tillage this year. I think the wet season is gonna come in before, but hopefully get all this finished up, the building projects behind me over the winter, and then we can hit the ground running next spring with full force farming. So just bear with me with some more talking here. So there's the new Ghost Controls gate opening system. I love it. It's been working now for about 2 weeks, I guess. We got the keypad out there. I just got it temporary. I've got to put the zombie lock on as well, but everything's working out. We really like that gate opener. I've been waiting on that for a long time. Nothing to it. I wanted to do a video on it, but I didn't. I might try to do a little overview, but we're gonna run the fence around. I've said before, just electric fence wire. It's all gonna be done, so I can put it hot, and I'm seriously considering it. But just 3 strands. I've got to level off the top of the poles. They're roughly 5 feet out of the ground. I'm gonna put the strands 15 inches apart, I think. A couple of them I hit, you know, hard spots digging and didn't get them all the way down. But anyway, guys, it's come a long ways. It really has. I might try to throw a before and after video up some point soon. Go back through some old clips and get some pictures of, you know, what things look like and how much it's transpired and changed. And it's all our dream, and it's been perfect from day one, honestly, with all this. So we're gonna see what happens. I'll give you a quick rundown around the house and tell you a couple more things he did, and then we'll put some fence up and maybe wrap this one up after that. Audio is absolutely awful with the wind, so overlook that. But we did extend the driveway out. There's the gutter drain pipe barely sticking out. That's what we were talking about in the beginning. Gives us plenty of room. Actually, we can get 3 cars up there if we wanted to. But here it is. I'm so proud of that, you have no idea. Sod, instant grass. I hope it hangs on. She wanted the decorative blocks. My cousin did an amazing job putting those in, bending them around, making those bends here in the front as well. So we just decided we were going to go with gravel up to the front porch. For right now, we may end up doing something different later. But he put in all the sod for me, put these blocks over here, re-rocked the driveway like we were just talking about, and goes all the way around the side here like we said, and went back to a point. I actually had him do one more pallet so I could get back a little further on the sod. So almost half of the backyard has the sod, and then back here just seeded and strawed back to Jack. I've got to get on his pasture fence now that we're finished down there, and he's done everything he's going to do through the fence. So the deck, what we decided on here was we talked about it long and hard, and we're just going to extend the deck out. So he just put some fabric down, left his gravel. The little deck right now is what is it, 4x8, I think. Yeah, 4x8. So we're going to come out 12 feet total, and so it'll be 8 by 12 then, and that'll give us plenty enough room to get a little table on with the awning and give us some chairs and stuff like that. So he did the back here, the blocks, more gravel in the walkway, and then of course around this side is what we were talking about, how everything would be gravel. So the natural, we're going to have trouble with this, put finger in the screen, because of all that rain I got after the power company came out and put the underground power in and didn't pack the ditch back. So I didn't want to take a chance with the yard. We can always add more gravel if we need to. But anyway, guys, it's a lot different, so hopefully before long, like I said, get these projects behind us building wise, and then we can get on some farming. But really tickled where we are right now. So we'll be wrapping up the yard work, or farmyard work we'll say, here on the house deal before long, and then everything from that point will go over to the Grange on Main channel. All right, I gotta run some fence. I'll tell you what, it has been a day already. I guess I shouldn't have planned to do this on my birthday. No, it's all good. I got the 3 strands ran on the other side. I had already got these holders in on the poles over there, so it went a lot easier. But I want to try to get traffic's bad in the background. I want to try to get this section down, because we've had fence there all along, and then the one between me and the neighbor, it has been open for as long as I've been up here, so it's not a huge deal, because you actually have to go in his driveway, and I'm not looking forward to the deer tearing it up. I think I hadn't planned on putting power on it, but I've been looking around at some solar boxes, and I think I'm going to end up putting electricity on it, just in case, because they're gonna, I see tracks everywhere. But anyway, I'm gonna screw these in. I don't have any place to put you on the camera, so believe it or not, these are just screw in. I'll show you the adapter here in a minute. It goes on the drill, Amazon, pretty cheap. No tension, they're just holding them. The big corner poles are what's holding the tension, and the ratchets and stuff. So I'll bring you back when we get down here to the corner and hook some of those up. Pretty self-explanatory. So I broke one of my insulators. I just decided to do this. The poles are so big that the rubber grounding straps, you know, to run your wire through, wouldn't go all the way around it. I was going to piece them together, and I just said, you know what, no further than the runs I've got, these will be fine. But anyway, this morning, first thing, I broke one. Of course, these are not made here in America, but broke one right off the bat. And I only got the right amount, of course. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Stop for today. I don't have time to go get more. But anyway, long story short, I used to fight those things from Grandpa, taking down barbed wire. And I'd try to break them off, and you just about couldn't break them off. And for whatever reason, I had one that was still together, not broken, in the bucket, and I've probably been carrying around in that bucket for the last 10 years. Don't know why I hadn't thrown it away, but I know now, because it was meant to go on the fence. So yes, it doesn't match, and that kills my OCD, but you know what? It's probably one that my grandfather screwed into a fence post 60 years ago, if not more. So we're gonna roll with it. Well, I was going to do this from start to finish, but that took way too long. So I'm sure it's wrong, but we're just making a loop. The crimp tool I'm using works phenomenal, but the die is way down in the tool and you have to open it way up. Kind of aggravating. It's like you need 4 hands to do it. But and I'm sure I'm about as good, I know I'm about as good at fencing as I am carpentry work, so don't holler too loud. But I'm just making loops here. I'm gonna put the tension springs on it and the ratchets, and go from there. I got the bottom one strung up, so I'll show you what it looks like when we get finished. Well, there's how it ended up. Right or wrong, it is what it is. Made the loops myself, but tension up good. 3 strands, worked out great. No need for me to have that big of poles or concrete, just basically holding the wire. But that's my OCD. The wife did make it out, helped me here at the end. She told me not to get her on camera today anyway. And we've got to do this run here down. I'm thinking we'll get my dad to help me with it. Got to start a new roll of wire and go from there. So I got to get all those holders in. I know it was crazy for me to put all this in concrete and this big of poles, but it is what it is. I think after that I'll run a string and or not a string, but I'll get them exact measurements. Some of them, like I said, I got to cut the tops out of. There's a couple of them that are questionable here. I did some of these in the dark, and you know, it's not bad. But anyway, let me get the tools situated, and we'll probably just call this one good.